Hello, and well, if you watched the 4 ramp test in 4 days, you'll know that this video was coming. Now we're moving back to the UK, so in and amongst all the chaos of moving, I'm about to do another FTP test, another ramp test. The purpose of this one is to work out just how much I was losing up here at 2,000 meters altitude, because for those of you who are long-term fans of the channel, you will have known that I have resided for the last 4 years at altitude. A highly scientific experiment as the last, no variables whatsoever. I think I told you in the last video I would be bike riding a lot. I bike rode more than I did before, but it would not be classed as a lot, but I have been running. So I am hoping that my fitness is, like, as a whole, better than it was last time you watched an FTP test. Today we're gonna be, we're on same everything, same bike, same saddle, same 175 length cranks and 60 centimeter wide handlebars, which are going to be changed at some point, but we are still aboard the Specialized Ethos. Wonderful bike, and I have been riding that outside, and it has been a joy. On a side note, riding it outside in Andorra with the brakes set up the British way, whereas I'm used to the brakes set up the European way, that has been unnerving. And I need to also, when I swap handlebars, I'm going to swap the brakes back to the European way. So anyway, we're going to do exactly the same ramp test again, same warm-up, same everything, and then as soon as possible when we get back down to sea level, we're going to do another one, but obviously at sea level. So those are the 2 variables. As you'd have seen in the last video, fueling was important and a cool room was important. We have a cool room. The thermometer has gone, no, the thermometer's here. Thermometer is here. I had a decent dinner yesterday and a decent breakfast this morning, so there's no questions around that. And yeah, we'll do exactly the same down at sea level in the flatlands of Essex. And obviously lastly, full no pins, sub-zero cooling things. They're all in the freezer as well, ready to go.
What about that right on your chest though?
What they don't tell you on the No Pins website is the sub-zero cooling packs actually overcome any heating issues that arise from being hairier than most. So before we find out if all the excuses I've been making all these last 4 years have been legitimate, and if I am actually the next Zwift Racing King down at sea level, I just want to thank the sponsor of this video, which is Surfshark. And those of you who watch this for a while know Surfshark have been supporting this channel for a long time now. So thank you to them. Surfshark, in case you didn't know, it is a VPN. That is a virtual private network. And there's a bunch of reasons why you need one. The number one is it hides your IP address, so your city, country, and download history are not linked to your identity. Number 2 is it helps encrypt all your data and keep it safe, like your credit card details and your personal information when you're on the public Wi-Fi. Number 3, if like me, or like I used to, you travel a lot, then you'll often log into dodgy hotel Wi-Fis. You can change location easily, jump into Race Pass or anything that's geo-blocked. It unlocks a whole host of different Netflix libraries across the world. And the last reason is Surfshark uses encryption to protect you against snooper and third-party advertisers, so your data's not being sold on and you're not going to be inundated with pesky online dating pop-ups. For this month, like every month, there's 83% off and you get 3 months for free if you use my code DOWSET, that's all in capitals. Everything you need is in the description below. There really is nothing to lose here, so thank you to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. Right. Let's see how bad I was up there. This goes in here. This one goes in here. There we go.
Where does that one go?
This one goes back. Can't remember which side. It's around here somewhere, isn't it? Or is it inside?
That's cold for it.
Is that it? Oh yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Well done.
And then one goes
At the top.
in here.
No.
She got it?
Mm-hmm.
High five. Where do I go? Workouts. There we go. FTP tests right there.
Ramp test.
Ramp test. Full one.
Workout.
Workout. How long is this? Depends how well I do. So, just getting warmed up. There's not much to base off here. Last time round, pretty much all of my FTP tests, except for the underfueled, I got to the same heart rate of 170. So maybe that's a bit of a marker, I'm not sure, but I'll see how it goes. There was an interesting study done I heard like rumour mill that these sort of tests were done where all that was put in front of the athlete was a big red sign saying stop or a big green sign saying go. Like that's all the athlete could see, and it was quite remarkable the difference apparently of how far through a ramp test the athlete got. Always a mental element to these things, but it's good to have all the data so you can see. But then does the mental does the mental element affect the data? Hey, who knows? So anyway, we're going to see how this goes. Fingers crossed. This will be the final. No, there might be more. We've got something exciting to talk about soon. A lot of people commented on the last test. It was actually on the Elite Turbo Trainer. Was how much input I have to put in to regulate the power. Like the erg mode on this is not as good as some others, so I think that's worth looking at when we get back down to sea level, because like I said, we've got something exciting, a new partner to announce, and I think one of the first things to do is some more FTP tests. Oh, it must be mad. Early stages. Things are fine. Into the 300s. Heart rate is low, but the RPE is a bit higher than I'd like. RPE, rate of perceived exertion. Very primitive, but very effective measurement. How hard does it feel? I
hope Jenna holds like 500 for an hour.
That's why he holds.
Hold like 1,000.
That's why he holds the hour record.
Better or worse than
About the same. Oh, up a little bit. And definitely fitter, but I think a bit tired just from the training. But if I was to hazard a guess, the stress around moving. But the good thing is I got to 160 heart rate. So when we get down to sea level, I think that'll be a nice reference point. See where we're at 160, and then if I can push through, I will. If I can't, I won't. But yeah, come up by 3. So I rode with Tim Pidcock, so maybe that's it. That's the 3 watt increase. All the marginal gains in the world. You ride with Tom, you just get a bit of like his talent rubbing off. Tom rubbed me off for a 3 watt gain. So there's the end of part 1. Finished the ramp test at between 440 and 460. Heart rate got to 160. Cadence was always between 90 and 100. I honestly didn't find a comfortable cadence today. And something just felt slightly off for the entirety, but that's fine. Like, it's pretty normal to not be on it every single day. Next time, we'll cut pretty much right now to the sea level test and see what the difference is. The maths online says 7%, which should equate to roughly a 23 watt increase. According to science, 342 should be my sea level FTP, according to Zwift. Deep down, I'm hoping for a bit more. Also, thank you to Oakley for the Zwift stand that we needed, but never knew we had. Welcome back to the channel. Today is welcome back to the channel. Welcome to sea level. Welcome to sea level, where things are remarkably nicer in terms of power outputs. And we're gonna go and put that to the test today. Obviously, highly scientific test, same turbo trainer, same bike, same power meter, same heart rate strap, same no-pin sub-zero kit, push. Key differences, I've removed some hair, so slightly more optimal cooling. What I have done is I've left it a few days between getting down to sea level because I noticed, and it is backed up by science somewhere, the first 2 days of being at sea level, I feel marvelous. And then kind of the third to the sixth day, I feel just a bit mediocre. And then I come back again. So we are in the first 2 days, we're moving house, so I didn't have time to do a ramp test. But we are now 8 days from moving to sea level. So we are good to go. Warming up, not much to report from the warm up. On the last test, conked out a 160, and if you'd watched 160 heart rate, and if you'd watched the previous tests, you know I usually get on to 170. I did come up with a little bit of a stomach bug that evening, which I think explained the slight drop in heart rate. So we'll see where I'm at 160 here, but I'm also, RPE is RPE, and the FTP from that test still was in line with the previous tests that I did. Science would say this should be a 21 watt gain. So somewhere around the 340 FTP. So we'll see. I always thought I struggled a lot at altitude, so I'd like a bit more out of it, but we'd all like more power out of it, wouldn't we? Pretty sure every power meter's under reading. 220 watts, 105 heart rate. At this moment in time, things are looking good. Temperature wise, 16 degrees in here. So not quite as cold as we were doing up at altitude, but still not warm. 300s. Feeling it more than I'd want, but could be a head thing as well. That plays a part. Still 128 heart rate for 320 watts, I think we're in a good place. I hope we're in a good place. Just started 400. All right. I think we're on for a PB. Yeah, got that's a big difference. Well. That was an FTP. According to Zwift, that's 360 compared to the 321. Well, I can't even remember the altitude result. Not that much. Yes. Yeah. So, for those of you at sea level watching this, I was not making a big fuss out of nothing. I was and a 40 watt loss in FTP at 2,000 meters altitude, which, if my maths is correct, is about 8%-ish, which 8% of, yeah, 8%-ish, which that's a lot. Considering I'm acclimatized, that's a big difference. So knew I struggled up there. I was, yeah, heart rate got a bit higher, 170 something, high, nearly 180. Felt stronger, felt I could really lean on it. And the thing is, after all this, I think the altitude FTP test shows you just one part of the puzzle without altitude. The other part, which I found actually harder, was any kind of recovery from anaerobic exercise. At sea level, I just recover. And conversely, after an altitude camp, that's what I would notice to be the biggest improvement, would be my ability to recover from anaerobic. So if you were to plot a hilly TT on a graph, sea level all the time, I would go over pace, over threshold for like a climb or something, and then on a downhill have to drop to recover back to threshold. After an altitude camp, I just noticed I could go over threshold and come back to threshold. Over threshold, come back to threshold. Shows things are harder at altitude, which, yeah, I'm not the first person on the internet that's going to tell you that, not by any stretch. And just for those who were irked by the best equipment video, who are unhappy with the lack of data and the majority opinions, what I should have made clearer was it was based on opinions of World Tour riders, which are opinions I trust. And also, if you watch a program like Top Gear, that's opinion based. There's something in it. I don't have access to all 20 World Tour bikes to put in a wind tunnel or ride around, and even if I did, it would not be a fair test. And the reason they all come up pretty good is because there is a diverse range of riders that win, and there is a diverse range of bikes that win, which means the level is pretty even. So I'm sorry if you weren't happy with the video, I really am. If I was to do it again, I would make it clearer as to where my opinion comes from, but I wouldn't change anything else. And some of the things you did request, there was a big one on tyres, big one on power meters, pedal systems. I'll try my best. Power meters is one I'm not sure I want to go into, because it wouldn't be fair. If something wasn't mentioned, it's because I don't know enough. It wouldn't be fair to address power meters, because I've only had a couple of them. Tyres I can talk a bit about, but if I don't talk about something, it's because I haven't tested for it. And you know, at the end of the day, if you are here for controversy, conflict, and unnecessarily outlandish statements, there's plenty of other places on the internet for that, because you're not going to find it here. You're just going to find what I think is the truth and nothing else. So thanks for bearing with me to the end. There will be one more FTP test video. We've got some data from sea level now, and I noticed a lot of people on the initial FTP test commented about the amount of modulation I was having to do within erg road, especially on the underfueled one. Now I've got a new partner to announce, and I'm going to do an FTP test on Zwift and see what it throws up. It's an exciting one, very different to anything I've been used to in the past, so I'm excited to share that with you, and thanks for watching.